Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganye. Thank you for joining us today on the show. This week, we've got Mandela shots going up for auction, Somali drama The Gravedigger's Wife winning Best Film at FESPACO, and Ivorian football legend Didier Drogba is named World Health Organization Goodwill Ambassador for Sport and Health. Let's begin the show. Somalia's entry, The Gravedigger's Wife by Finnish Somali writer-director Kader Ahmed, has won the prestigious Stallion of Yenanga Grand Prize for Best Film at the Pan-African Film Festival in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. The poignant drama about a gravedigger's struggles to raise money to pay for his wife's surgery took home the 20 million franc CFA, which is about $35,000 prize money, and the Golden Stallion statue. The film, which was Somali's first official entry for the Best International Feature Film category at the 2021 Academy Awards, premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in July. Filmmaker Kader Ahmed, who was not in Ouagadougou to collect his prize, has previously said that the film was inspired by incidents that happened in his family. According to a recent UNESCO study, film production in Africa is growing rapidly. VOA's Azuma Kampore has this report. It is a festival that takes a new look at the cinemas of Africa and the diaspora. The health and the security crisis put a strain on people's freedoms. General Delegate of FESPACO Alex Musa Sawadogo describes the impact of this year's show.
This year's edition is an edition of resilience. It is also an edition that will allow professionals, spectators, all Burkinabe to see in fact that on the continent we resist despite the difficulties we live. The creation continues.
A message that sounds like that of a certain Sembène Ousmane at the inauguration in Ouagadougou of the Place of Filmmakers in 1987.
L'acte auquel nous venons d'assister.
The act we have just witnessed is not only about cinema and filmmakers. It is an entire people who are becoming aware of the place that a culture occupies in our hearts and in our evolution.
According to a recent UNESCO study, about 2,500 films are made each year by Nigeria's film industry, Nollywood.
One of our missions is to bring back the professionals to the heart of this event. The existing categories have been strengthened by new categories, such as a perspective section of the Hope Stallion. Precisely, this will allow these young directors to confront each other. We also have this section that we call adorably the Burkina section. It is also to allow the Burkina Babe cinema that has made the happiness of the African continent, and of course, also that Burkina Faso can regain its place in the concert of film creation.
For Alex Musa Sawadogo, FESPACO remains a gateway for aspiring filmmakers. Football legend Didier Drogba has been announced as the World Health Organization's Goodwill Ambassador for Sport and Health at a ceremony to launch the Healthy 2022 World Cup, creating legacy for the sport and health. It is a partnership between Qatar's Ministry of Public Health, the WHO, and World Football's governing body, FIFA. Drogba, who is from Côte d'Ivoire, will promote the WHO's guidance on the benefits of physical activity and other healthy lifestyles, particularly for youth. Here is more from Reuters. Well known for his football career at Chelsea and a two-time African Footballer of the Year, Drogba has a long track record for participating in various health campaigns, including anti-malaria and HIV prevention and control.
Many people do not have access to health services, and non-communicable diseases such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and severe cancers are rising globally. Furthermore, the world faces grave, complex, and evolving challenges in addressing poverty alleviation, climate change, and tackling COVID-19 recovery efforts. In this role, as WHO Goodwill Ambassador for this campaign, I am determined to work in partnership with WHO, FIFA, civil society, the youth, the private sectors, and other stakeholders, to reach out to as many football fans as possible using sport as a powerful educational and fun-filled tool to promote messages on the benefits of physical activity and other healthy lifestyles, and highlight the value of sports, particularly for youth.
WHO Director Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus hailed Drogba as not only a football legend, but a dedicated advocate for the health and sustainable development of communities.
Didier is footballing royalty. So we're proud of you, Didier, as always. His efforts off the pitch are equally impressive, including his role in promoting peace in his home country and using his name, his profile, and his own resources to promote health and fight poverty.
Drogba joins other WHO ambassadors, including champion Brazilian footballer Alisson Becker, founder of Bloomberg Philanthropies and three-term mayor of the city of New York, Michael Bloomberg, president of the Born This Way Foundation, Cynthia Germanotta, and former UK Prime Minister Gordon Brown. And now to Kenya, where Olympic runner and two-time World Championship bronze medalist Agnes Tirop, who was brutally murdered, has been laid to rest in her hometown of Mosoriot. The Red Carpet team offers our deepest condolences to the family of the late Olympian. Tirop was a rising star in Kenya after winning the 2015 World Cross Country title at the age of 19, the second youngest athlete ever to win that event. She also claimed bronze medals in the 10,000 meters at the 2017 and 2019 World Championships and finished fourth in the 5,000 meters at the Tokyo Olympics. Just last month, she broke the world record for the women-only 10-kilometer road race. The Kenyan athlete and friend of Agnes, Viola Cheptoo-Lagat, spoke to the Associated Press about the tragedy of losing her teammate.
I've lost a friend. I've lost a sister. I've lost a teammate. I will never get to see her cross that finish line and raise that flag. And it hurts me because I see myself in her position. It can happen to me. It can happen to my sisters. It can happen to anybody. And it's really sad. I'm having nightmares lately. I'm in a training camp in Iten, and I go to bed thinking about what she went through, because a lot of information has been coming out on how or what happened to her, and I'm haunted. I am scarred for life. I don't think I'm ever going to heal from this. I don't know if I'm ever going to forget what happened to her.
Tirop was found dead at her home with stab wounds in the western town of Iten, more than 800 kilometers from Mombasa. Ibrahim Rotich, the late athlete's husband, was immediately identified as the prime suspect, and police said he went on the run after making a tearful phone call to his family, confessing he had done something terrible. He has since been arrested and will be charged with her murder. The family of former South African President Nelson Mandela is putting roughly 100 of his belongings up for auction to help fund a memorial garden in his honor. Those include some of his iconic shots. Reuters has more on this story. The trademark shots of the iconic leader are among 100 of his possessions being put up for auction. The Nelson Mandela Freedom Garden will be located in Kunu in South Africa's Eastern Cape, where the anti-apartheid leader is buried. His daughter, Dr. Makaziwe Mandela, has a sentimental attachment to her father's items, but feels a responsibility to fulfill his wish of generating tourism in that area.
Yeah, it is hard, but at the same time, when it comes to the shirts, and my father had lots of shirts. Lots of shirts.
The shirts going under the hammer were worn on former occasions, including to meet Britain's Queen Elizabeth. 10 of the shirts are on display at the New York Fashion Institute of Technology's museum for 3 weeks. The museum's deputy director, Patricia Mears, spoke to Reuters about the significance of these shirts.
These shirts, the Madiba shirts, are much more than a fashion statement. They are about our entire world, how we view the world, how we want to advance our society and our cultures.
The auction is being held live and online by New York-based Gwanzis. Its president, Alan Ettinger, said one of the lots is the 4-page letter written by Mandela, while he was imprisoned on Robben Island.
You can see how patiently he wrote this out, and then here it is, the stamp from Robben Island prison. The letter was written to the commanding officer of Robben Island prison.
Other belongings being sold include gifts from former US President Barack Obama and other world leaders, as well as Mandela's briefcases and sunglasses. The South Korean television show Squid Game has become Netflix's biggest series launch ever, topping 111 million viewers globally. VOA's Karina Bafradazian examines the phenomenon of the Squid Game.
Since the mid-September release of the South Korean series Squid Game on Netflix, over 132 million people around the world have started watching the show, according to Bloomberg. No other Netflix project has become so popular so quickly. The 9-episode series is about a world where children's games turn deadly. People who are deeply in debt play to win a giant cash prize, but in these games, the loser dies. Despite its dark content, the show was an instant hit.
Squid Game comes out. Some people discover it. It's in some people's queues. That's that. Then it starts becoming huge. Then every late night talk show host is talking about it. Pretty soon, everybody at work or on your Zoom call is talking about it. The idea that it really taps into something we can all identify with, or many of us can identify with, which is the idea of being on the edge of an economic disaster. And then the way they handle it.
It's a relatively new thing for Americans to enthusiastically embrace a foreign TV show.
For so long, I mean, Americans were really known for almost their stubborn, aggressive adherence to not consuming product made in another country. We exported all of our movies and our music and our TV shows, but very few things came the other way. But I think we've been slowly but surely kind of training the ugly American attitude towards this stuff.
Squid Game isn't just a hit in the US and South Korea. It's a worldwide hit. One Beijing cafe, for example, holds workshops for those willing to make sugar cookies, just like the ones in the show.
I watched the show and I thought it was very interesting. I was especially impressed by the episode with the cookies. There are a lot of young people among our customers who also love the show. So we decided to give them a chance to make those cookies themselves.
And in Moscow, visitors to a Korean cafe chain can play a game involving sugar cookies similar to the one in the show. They need to, using only a needle, carve a particular shape on top of the cookie without crumbling it.
My task is to keep an eye on the people. If they lose, I need to bring them their punishment. In our case, it's pepper. We also keep an eye on time. We only give 10 minutes per game. So we make sure each player has only 10 minutes.
It's still unclear whether there will be a second season of Squid Game. Neither the show creators nor Netflix representatives have made any statements yet. But since Netflix's profits for the show reached about $900 million, it seems to make sense, at least financially. Karina Bafradazian for VOA News, Washington.
And with that, we come to the end of our show today. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We're also on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Remember to share and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye, everyone.